We are Bryce and Jen, newbies to building and, well, cabin life. Come join us as we finally finish our woodshed.
Looks like I at least measured right. I'm always worried.
And start winter prep on our property and our bodies. All while Bryce brushes off his rusty mechanical skills on our vehicles.
Oh yeah. That's what I expected to find.
Thanks for tuning in.
Abraham was scared to die, forsook his wife within a lie. Think I know the reasons why, 'cause he was made of dirt. And Joseph's coat was full of pride, the blood of goats will wash you white. If I was his brother, I'd have lied and left him in the dirt. Moses never entered in to lands he thought were promised him. He took his people round again to pick manna from the dirt. And Solomon became so wise, with many wives and concubines. He fell for every single lie. Yeah, his head was full of dirt. David's where I got my name, abusing power, abusing fame. He stole a girl, her husband slain, left 6 feet in the dirt. And Peter fell to his own shame, denied his love, denied.
Reminds me of my parents' waterbed.
And this is why I guess we're not going to have a tarp.
I'm glad I put that up. I didn't really expect it to rain. There was no rain in the forecast. Okay. Did its job. Thanks for joining me today. We have so much to accomplish. It's a perfect day in Wisconsin here in the fall. We're kind of in like peak fall conditions at this point where all the trees are popping. It hasn't been very windy, so they still have a lot of their leaves on them. The colors in this area, pretty breathtaking right now, to be honest. So winter's coming up, as everyone is aware, and around here we get dumped on. We get 3 times more snowfall than Fargo, North Dakota, where I'm from. And so I'm really kind of both looking forward to it, but also escaping for the worst months of it. So in that way, it's not going to be as grueling for us because we're hoping to be in Arizona for at least a few months of it. But with that said, we have so much to accomplish. With winter pending, looking at our 10-day forecast, it's getting down into the 30s at night. We have a bunch we have to get done, both with our heating wood situation. We just had a load dropped off this morning, and Jen's over there working hard trying to stock it all and get it piled up and ready for winter. I'm gonna have to split a lot of that wood and get it cut down. We went with 12 inches this year instead of 16 because we do have 2 pretty small wood stoves. I still have to add a few different things to our wood stove, come to think of it, in order to slow down some of the air exiting it so that we have like kind of a slower, longer burn and we don't go through so much wood. Just a million other projects. So today, firstly, I'm gonna get started here with knocking out Jen's brakes. So I'm hoping that I can get the brakes done real quick and easy on the Element. It's never that way, but hopefully. So yeah, let's get to these brakes so at least we could check one box today. All right, first things first, we gotta get this wheel off. In order to get the wheel off, we have to get this car in the air, and Kane has to lean on me. I picked up one of these cheap jacks from Harbor Freight. It's low profile and should work great for what we're using it for, but it is a heck of a lot better than any jack I've ever had. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed overall with the direction Harbor Freight's tools have went. This is actually even cosmetically good looking. I can't believe it's from Harbor Freight, but hopefully it continues to perform. Make sure that you find the jack point too when you're doing this. Don't just jack it up on the body or any other random place on the car. Hondas, they're normally on the pinch weld here. It's a little thing, but I always like to throw a wheel underneath the car if possible. So if anything failed, yeah, it might damage your wheel a little bit, but it's not gonna crush your leg or something like that, you know, if it came down on you. Plus, what are you doing with this wheel right now anyway, right? I mean, maybe you could sit on it, but I'm not gonna. Let's get in here and take a look then. The customer states, which is just Jen, that it was making a squealing noise, grinding, and you can tell right here, there's definitely no pad left to the point where it's metal on metal and cut into the rotor. The rotors on this don't look that bad. You know, I would say they're probably at least 5 years old. They looked pretty much new when we got the vehicle, and I think that was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. But today we're not gonna put rotors on it. Sorry. If this was your car and you know, you're aiming for the longest longevity of the vehicle, I'd put rotors on this. They're like 60 bucks a piece. But being as when I felt this through the wheel, there was only like this one section, 1 or 2 millimeters here, that it's not going to make very good contact, but the rest of this contact patch with the pad is going to be just fine. I think we're just going to let her buck, because on the other side there's no metal on metal, so there's no cut in the rotor. But on this side, you know, it's not perfect. If we're gonna spend more money, we could put rotors on it, but I'm willing to just live with this. And then when I get time, I'll take these off and I'll have these cut, which would be a couple bucks. But it's still a nice rotor. We can work with it. So yeah, let's dig in and see what this pad is like. Let's get in here and see what these pads look like. Oh, oh yeah, that's what I expected to find. So this is the contact patch. When I said metal on metal, this backing plate that the actual pad is adhered to is made of metal, and so that's what was actually rubbing on the rotor, making all that noise. You don't want to let them go this far. So that was definitely on me the last time I inspected it. I didn't think the rear brakes were this bad, but here we are. It's like ectoplasm. Get that guy back in there. I want these slides to be lubricated. All right, now that we got that all lubed up, we need to push piston back in. So let's do that. This is not ideal, but this is the only screw clamp I have. Wow, that thing is really stuck. Ideally, you want to sneak a pad in here so it's even weight. There we go. Even pressure on the piston. All right, it's not wanting to go back in. I'm gonna hit it with a little PB blaster. Got some cheap pads from O'Reilly's. It's a good thing to verify to make sure they're the right pads before you get too far into the job. I think we're past that point, but word to the wise. Yep. Looks like it should fit, and you can tell just how much more pad is there. 0. This one's probably, I don't know, 5mm. All right, this is a good example of a caliper that is pretty much completely seized. Minnesota winters are just so harsh on everything, and I mean, you can tell how rusty this car is, right? It's an 05, but it is pretty savagely beat, even though it hasn't even seen every one of those winters. It's been stored for a few. As is typical on all of our projects, they don't go as planned. So I was not able to get that brake caliper to press in. It's just completely seized. I let it sit, tried a bunch of stuff, tried a bigger vise, nothing will work. So we got to replace that caliper. So yeah, anyway, it's getting dark out. Jen and I have to go knock out some miles for our ultramarathon training. So we're going to do that before it's dark, and we'll see you on this project in a few days, but we'll probably pick up on something else right away tomorrow. So thanks, guys. Just a normal morning in the Raider household. Jen gets just enough room to survive.
Oh no.
While you sleeping in a graveyard, did you like the way it felt? I've been showing all of my cards when you hoped that I wouldn't tell. And it goes 1, 2, 3, they pray for me. I am working to get free. I eat my apology.
Well, it's another day. It's been exactly 2 days, and that's how long it took me to run the town and find and order all the appropriate parts. So I got a tool that I actually always wanted to own and never have, and have just struggled using a lot of the various ways that you saw me struggle, you know, the other night when I was trying to put the brakes in. This is just a little pump. You pump it up and it just spreads out the brake caliper. And I think that should make it a lot easier, and is potentially the only way to save the current caliper. I've been letting it soak for a few days. I do have 2 brand new calipers just in case this doesn't work out, just so we can get this car back on the road. And other than that, I picked up a little bit of cheap .3 fluid. I have some .4 for race cars and stuff, but why would I waste that on a Honda Element? We're not gonna be boiling the brakes anytime soon. Can really see how dry that seal got, popping out. Then we gotta crack this here and take the caliper off and replace it. Now having that done makes me really sad that I didn't buy new rotors for this. It would have been another something like 160 bucks. So I just couldn't bring myself to do it for this vehicle. Just we have so many other car repairs right now to do. But putting brand new shiny parts on vehicles makes me extremely happy. I love doing it, and this looks great, but on a rusty beat rotor like this, normally if this is one of my nicer cars, I would take this off and turn it and then paint it and everything would look brand new, but we're not going to do that today. We just need to get it done. So now that this side's done, I'm going to throw the wheel back on, and let's see if the other side is as seized up as this side. Looks like we're going to be able to save this caliper. I already kind of pumped it in here, and you can just see how this tool actually works. Kind of crank on it, pushes that piston back into the caliper. just like that. Oh, it's so much easier than using a vise or a clamp, whatever. There you go. It's not pretty, but it doesn't need to be, and that will save us $100. So I'm glad it works. Interestingly enough, these pads actually have quite a bit of pad left. You know, look at that. Probably, what, 3 or 4 millimeter. So the other one definitely just locked up and was dragging on that pad for God knows how long. And that's why it completely scraped the pad down to nothing, just the bare metal, and damaged the rotor. So yeah, we just had a failed caliper the whole time. On this side I was done in about, I don't know, 6 minutes. It went so fast and easy. It was the way it was supposed to be. So now all we need to do is I gotta wait for Jen to get home, and we have to bleed the brake system. Jen is helping me pump up the brakes here. All right, now stand on it. Okay, you don't have to use all your energy in the world. Just keep it down. Okay. Because I've done it and it's strenuous. Hopefully this one cracks. I'm not gonna be too hard on it. If it doesn't feel like it wants to go, I'm just gonna move on because I don't really need to bleed this one, but yeah, okay, we're not bleeding that one. Feels like it could break. It's not worth breaking the caliper. So I'm just gonna throw this wheel back on.
Can I stop?
You can stop.
Okay, cool.
Okay, pump it up. Hold. We're just looking for a steady stream here. Looks pretty good already, but pump it up. All right, one more time. Hold. Yeah, there we go. No air. Give it a little snug. Put the wheel on, and then we'll torque down the lug nuts, and we're done. This always gives me peace of mind. Probably not necessary, but yeah. With that tiny battery on there, it's kind of inconsistent. Make sure to unwind your torque wrench. I used to always forget that on my cheap ones, which is no big deal because they're only 20, 30 bucks from Harbor Freight. But when you got a nice one, it'll break it.
Bryce and I are being spontaneous because we're gonna try to see the Aurora Borealis. I am so shocked I pronounced that correctly.
Very impressive. Or the Northern Lights for some of you that don't want to pronounce that.
But we've never seen them, so let's see if our adventure is worth it.
And we're from the north.
We're from the north and we never seen the Northern Lights. That was really bad. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
My attempt at getting the Northern Lights. Okay, we made it home and we did see the Northern Lights.
I kind of thought they were clouds until they appeared and disappeared. I gotta say, my expectations were really high, and it was probably like a 1 of 10 showing of the Northern Lights. I'm sure that they're brighter unless everyone photoshops every photo ever taken.
I thought it was awesome. I've never seen that phenomenon before. And it was a little cloudy out, so give that to the Northern Lights corner.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better next time. It just, I mean, look at our photo or video, you can hardly see anything.
Well, you know, we'll try better next time, but we gotta see it, and we checked that out for our list.
Yeah.
Let's go to bed.
We're back at it again. It's another day. Jen will hopefully come home from work and help me. And for now, I'm just gonna start working on the woodshed, and Kane is gonna bump the camera a lot. You can see behind me, I have the roof panels. I just pulled those out of the van. They took about 2 weeks to get out here, so that was kind of a pain. I was hoping to have this done already. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so we got to get this wood covered up. Now, I can't imagine this is going to be the prettiest solution, and I don't really care. It just needs to cover the wood from rain and snow. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to take the tarp off and I don't know, start trying to put these panels up and see what it looks like and see where I should brace and support it from there. Let's do it. You see this hole right here? It goes directly inside the building. So I'm sure that we're just gonna have a huge influx of squirrels. There was already squirrel nests and everything inside of it before. So my plan is to take some of this chicken wire. I have this random scrap piece that I found somewhere, cut it in half, and I'm just gonna staple it up over that hole. So there's still airflow and everything, but you just don't get mice and squirrels coming through it. I'm gonna do that before I put the roof up, just because I don't really wanna stand on the roof after I'm done. I mean, maybe it's okay as long as I stand on the cross beams, but it's just probably going to be easier this way, so let's get this knocked out. There's the finished product. Not too exciting, but functional. Looks like I at least measured right. I'm always worried. All right, that worked way better than I expected. So the next thing, now that I know that I bought enough panels and that they're the right size, is to just try to support it and brace it, because we're gonna get an astronomical amount of snow here at some point. This last winter was really strange, where we got almost none. So yeah, let's try to brace this thing up. Oops. I don't love the idea of toenailing these in, but this is kind of the only option I have today. I think after I get it all stuck together, I'm going to get some of those, I don't know, kind of U-shaped pieces that are made for building decks and put those under and screw them all in so they're nice and supported. But this is going to have to do for today, because going to town is a pretty big ordeal, and I'm not going to do it for a few more days. Just in time. It is literally sprinkling on me, and it's probably going to start downpouring any minute. So I need to get all the screws in before the rainfall. But it's normally not very windy around here anyway, so I doubt these would lift, but just be a good idea to get it done. I'm also reusing all of the bolts. So these are all hardware that came out of our deck when I was taking apart that project. Since this doesn't need to be, I mean, super waterproof, right? No one's going to live in here. Then I think these will work pretty good. They're not perfect, they're not new, and a lot of them are missing seals and stuff, but they'll do. There we go. It's all finished up. Whoop, almost fell. That's exactly what I envisioned. Pretty satisfied with this. So, you know, now we're gonna be working in the rain to load all this stuff up, but we gotta get it in there before it rains anymore. Right now it's just a really light drizzle, but it could just start coming down at any point.
You might be wondering how I'm cooking over here, and it's because we moved our fridge. Actually, we got a whole new fridge. Thanks to our cousin, Erin and Beth. They had a fridge that they wanted to get rid of, and we did not want the old black little fridge that we had, so we got rid of that and rearranged our kitchen.
Two more. 3. One more. One more. Yep.
Woo! Wow. I'm very excited for this.
Don't worry, folks, this is just temporary. It's pretty ghetto looking. I don't know if this will work great or not.
Now that we have this new fridge, I really feel like the kitchen is coming along, especially because we got to rearrange it in a more functional way. The only thing that we're actually missing is a real oven and stove, but we're looking into it. I'm just really excited to have a space where I feel like I can do the things I like. I really enjoy cooking, or more just eating. Don't we all? But now with having this reconfiguration, I just feel like it really separates spaces in the cabin, since we don't have as much individual rooms. That I feel like this is designated as a kitchen, over there is designated as the living room, but we still have some reconfiguring that we need to do. Like, we don't want the fridge to permanently be in this corner. We want it to be over here and eventually move the stairs over there. But we're taking it in strides. We'll get there eventually. But I'm just happy with how this is turning out. But with winter prep happening and fall is in the air, I really wanted to make my grandma's famous chicken noodle soup. It's definitely a recipe that's very special to me, just because I had a lot of bonding time with my grandma making this meal. and I'm excited to share it with you. I would make this soup with my grandma when I was a little kid, and it was always so much fun doing the noodle process. That's what I was mostly in charge of. Except for when we made it, my grandma came from a very large family. She has about 14 siblings, and they would use about 13 eggs in this recipe. Bryce and I are not that many people, even though we can eat for that many people. I am going to drastically downsize the amount of noodles I'm going to make, and it's probably honestly still going to be too many noodles. But I'm really glad that I have those moments with my grandma, because it was a big part of my childhood, and it was just really special. When we'd make noodles, my grandpa used to be a woodworker, and he made this really beautiful table from scratch, and we would flop the dough onto the table and roll it out, and I don't know, just was very sentimental. I think it's so fun though to be able to do generational cooking, and I have definitely put my own spin on this soup because my grandma's ancestry is German Russian, and I can't say there was a lot of flavor in the soup, but we've added a few little ingredients to spice it up a little bit. I think also why I really liked helping my grandma make this meal is because I'm just naturally a very messy kid. Well, now adult. But I don't know, it was just fun to be able to learn like a passed down generational recipe. And I mean, the noodles are an egg noodle, and I know they made the noodles this way because it's what they had during that time. Since my grandma grew up on a farm, and sometimes you just had to work with what you had. The only thing my grandma had that I don't have is a rolling pin. So we're gonna have to just make do with what we got. But it's recipes like this that I can share this memory and feeling and pass it down to whoever's next, maybe Cecil. Maybe Cecil's interested in making noodle soup, or if Bryce and I have kids, but it's something that I can always share with my grandma, no matter where she is. I'd be curious if any of you guys have some passed down recipes that you've done with your grandma or your parents. I don't know, I just think it's such a neat thing to be able to share with each other.
This.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You put a lot of work into it.
Always do. Put a lot of love.
Man, to have to make all the noodles.
That was really good.
Nicely done. That was amazing.
I feel like we should probably call my grandma
Is it time?
and tell her I made the soup.
Hello, Jen.
Hi, Grandma.
Are you calling from home?
I am. I wanted to call to tell you that I made your chicken noodle soup today.
You what?
You might want to turn your TV down.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I shall do that. Okay, what did you say?
I said I made your chicken noodle soup today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
Oh, it's super good.
What a Christ sake.
Oh, I loved it. It was excellent. We had 2 bowls of it.
I'll have to teach you guys meatball soup.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Kuchen.
Oh, cooking, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I'll be glad to see you, and I'm so glad that you guys love that soup.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you taught me how to make it. Yeah, I miss you.
Okay, I miss you too. Okay, bye, Bryce.
Bye, Grandma.
Bye, Grandma. I love you. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah,
We
ooh,
love
ah.
you.
I love you both.
Oh.
Thank you, Grandma. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Bye-bye.
Don't you forgot your ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Oh, yeah, can't forget that. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Aw, I feel the love. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was cute.
Yeah. Well, that is the end of today's episode.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We've just started our winter prep. We don't really know what a real winter looks like here yet because the last one was so mild. But I'm trying to just get all the maintenance done on the vehicles, get the lawnmowers, generators, anything just started running, get some seafoam in them, get them ready for storage, the hoses, all the normal stuff. Because pretty soon it's going to be so cold that we just can't do a lot of the outside things that I want to do. I mean, you can, but it's more, you suffer more.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just prepping our bodies for winter by making delicious food and that we can fill up our souls with. But we can definitely tell winter is on the brink. It's been still fluctuating between really cold, rainy days and really warm days. And we're so fortunate to have the warm, sunny days still. But they are definitely limited.
We just need to get ready to endure.
Yes. But we're going to finish our night out by playing our favorite video game and just relax.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
This will bring back a lot of warm memories.
It really will. I'm excited for winter just to do this.
I know.
All right. Thank you for watching. We always appreciate your support, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Yeah, thank you.